My name is Sully, better known as Pius. I can help with surahs, so I can recite.
My name is Suhaila, memorizing surahs, reading the Quran, and practicing the Sunnah.
My name is Mommy, better known as Umi. Islamic education is key to the family. We tune in every day to learn something new, and Sunnahfollowers is helping us, and it could help you too. Tune in every day for new programming. Stay tuned.
And much more.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wake up in the morning, hands and feet get wet, my Lord. Get wet, get wet, my Lord. Wet, my Lord. Wet, my Lord. Wake up in the morning, hands and feet get wet. Getting ready for our conversation, deep and in depth. Obligations are serious and need to be met. So I prepare so I won't forget. Go ahead and make a good intention. Yeah, yeah. You can wrap up some good things. Yeah, make a donation to the site. Go from left to make it right. Just remember and don't lose sight. Jannah is the goal. Jannah is the goal. Jannah is the goal. Hey, I got a couple questions for y'all. The first one, who is your Lord? What is your religion? Who is your prophet? Now, I know this sounds crazy, but if you're one of those people that have been trying to get information and you come across this, or even this. All right, take a listen.
Assalamu alaikum. I am Sister Layla Nashiba, the Managing Director and founder of Sunnahfollowers Online Islamic University. As you know, we have classes every day beginning at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we cover everything from Aqidah, which is your belief system, to Seerah, which are the stories of the Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the story of the companions. Please join us every day beginning at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we are broadcasting and streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, DLive, Trovo, and Twitch. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Sister Layla, live, Sister Layla, live weekly for the show at the hour. Ask Sister Layla, live, Sister Layla, invite your friends and family, make it cozy. Ask Sister Layla.
The Mukasa Tafsir.
Where should I begin when I'm starting at the end? Pursuing the higher aim, learning the meaning of every page. Where should I begin when I'm starting at the end? Assalamu alaikum. Sunnahfollowers presents a new class, the Mukasa of Tafsir, being taught and brought to you by Ustada Layla Nashiba. Please stay tuned, streaming on all major platforms, right here on channel Sunnahfollowers.
Okay, Ina alhamdulillah, wa salam ala wa rasulullah. Inshallah, guys, I want to welcome you to our series of the signs of the last hour. And as everyone here probably have already surmised, we're at the end almost of this series. It won't be much longer before we end it, because once we talk about the arrival of Jesus, alayhi salam, and the destruction of the Gog and the Magog, as you all know, that's when the signs, the days go even faster. And that's when you know, if you're living on earth at the time of the Gog and the Magog, and believe you me, you wouldn't want to be. But if you are, you know, anyone that's living will know that the last hour is very, very near. So today what we're going to do is speak about, we talked about the last time we met, the death of Jesus, alayhi salam. We talked about right before Jesus dies, what happens after he destroys, after he makes dua, asking Allah to destroy the Gog and the Magog. That's when the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, we will have 5 years of peace. And that's how Allah is. That shows the mercy of Allah. Allah will send a hardship or a calamity to us, and then he'll give us moments of relief. That's just how merciful he is. You know, just like with the war against Islam. You know, the war against Islam will be the worst thing that you can imagine. And then after the Mahdi comes and Jesus comes and they end that, there's 7 years of peace. And then it starts back up again with the Gog and the Magog, Yajuj and Majuj. And then after they're destroyed, 5 more years of peace. And we talked about what happens to destroy that 5 years of peace. We talked about how during the reign of Jesus, Jesus is not coming back as a prophet of Allah to convey a new religion or any of that, or a new message or a book of Revelations. Jesus will come back as the caliph, the ruler of the world. So for those Muslim fanatics who are looking for a caliph, you're not going to have a caliph until the Mahdi comes. That's just a done deal. And then after the Mahdi, it will be Jesus, alayhi salam. Jesus will establish the religion of Islam. He will revive the sunnah of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He will come back and rule the world as the leader of the entire world, and the entire world will convert to Islam. And he will revive the abandoned sunnah of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and there'll be 5 years of peace, okay, after the Gog and the Magog. And what will be the problem that emerges after them? The destruction of the Kaaba. Remember, we talked about how when Jesus comes back, he comes back with the price. The city of Mecca, the city of Medina, those 2 cities will become uninhabited. Why? Because there's no need. Allah gave the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam a promise, and that promise is that those cities will be governed by the Quraysh. Jesus is not an Arab. He's not Quraysh. When Jesus comes back, he will rule from out of Jerusalem. He will be the one to take back Gaza, to take back Palestine, okay? And he will rule from out of Masjid al-Aqsa, okay? The mosque in Mecca and the mosque in Medina will both be destroyed. That's the price. There's no need for them. The Hajj will still continue. The Kaaba will still be there. People will still go to Medina to perform the Hajj. And we're going to speak about those hadiths tonight. And even after the Gog and the Magog. But once Jesus, alayhi salam, dies, that's when the Hajj stops too. We're going to talk about that today. So what happens after the 5 years of peace? Well, an army will appear in Mecca. They will leave. They will come from Ethiopia to Mecca, led by a bow-legged black man who wants to destroy the Kaaba. Why? Because he wants the gold, the treasure, the golden idols that are underneath it. And he will arrive in Mecca.
during the Hajj, while the people are making Hajj. There will be a lot of bloodshed. And he will destroy the Mecca, the Kaaba, tear it down brick by brick. He will steal the covering of it and take all the gold. And word will get to Jesus. The word will get to Jesus that an army has invaded Mecca, destroying the Kaaba. And Jesus will gather his army. His army will consist of 800 or 900 men. They will leave Jerusalem to try to go en route to Mecca, but he will never make it. That's where we stopped off the last time we met for this class. He'll never make it to Mecca, because on the way to Mecca, Allah will send a virus, a cold wind, like the coronavirus, that will cause a lot of people to get sick. Jesus alayhi salam will contact that coronavirus, and he will die from it. And he will be buried, as we talked about, he will be buried in Medina. And after he dies, and after his soldiers bury him, they will die too. The whole army. But it doesn't just stop there. And that's what we're going to pick up today. So let me put the PowerPoint up on the screen so everyone can see the hadiths. And by the way, again, all of these hadiths are from Bukhari and Muslim. I tried to stick with the hadiths from Bukhari and Muslim with you guys, so you can see that there's no discrepancy and that it's authentic. So, I forgot. I got my other computer. Hold on. Let me do it. Y'all know I learned how to work it. Okay. Is that me? Okay, yeah, that's me. Yeah, I'm crazy and kooky. Look at that, y'all. Wait a minute, I gotta fix it. I'm sorry. Try it again, Layla. Okay. All right, let's try it again. Don't laugh at me, people. Y'all know I'm crazy and kooky. Okay, did it show up? Yeah, there. Now I'm back. It's still kind of messed up. I'll fix it, though. Give me a minute, guys. I know I gotta, give me a second. It's kind of lagged up, but it'll get better. Give me a minute. Is it? Okay, there it is. Y'all got it now. Yes, there it is. And let me show this. All right. And, how did I do it? I went here, right? And I went here. Wow. Okay, there it is. I made the screen bigger. Hold on. And let me come on here. Where's my Zoom room? Yeah, there you go. So you guys can see me at the side. All right. So tonight we're going to pick up where we left off. Let me see. I like to look at myself, so give me a second. Oh, I see why I did that too. I'm using a different, I'm using Chrome. Okay, I see. Okay. Hey, there we go. All right. So tonight we're going to speak about what happens after the death of Jesus, and he's buried in Medina, and then his army dies from this virus. This virus it's just like the corona. It will spread all over the earth. Well, what's going to happen after the death of Jesus will come the end of Islam. After the death of Jesus will become the removal of the Quran from the earth, those hadiths. And after the death of Jesus will be the death of all believers, because that virus will spread throughout the entire earth. And the people that die from it will be the true believers. And let's take a look at all these hadiths that mention this. And again, I'm going to start it off with the hadith about Jesus, alayhi salam. Again, this hadith was narrated, and this is in Sahih Muslim. We talked about Dul Suway Katain. That's the Ethiopian bow-legged man. He will emerge at the time of Jesus. And Allah will send Jesus at the head of an army of around 700 and 800 men. While they are marching towards Mecca, Allah will send a breeze from the direction of Yemen, which will take the soul of every believer. This is Sahih Muslim. And it will leave behind only the worst of people on earth. They will be so corrupt that they will have sexual relations just like animals. As this companion said, at that time, that's when you know that the last hour is close. And again, Jesus will die and be buried in Medina. So that's where we stopped off the last time we met for this class. Now, remember when Jesus was here, Islam spread it wide and far. Every place in the world, every country declared Islam as their religion. Okay? But once he dies, it will become weak again because there'll be no one to enforce it again. And the evil will become strong to the point that the Quran will be removed. Remember, a lot of people thought that that hadith meant that Allah will cause the Quran to disappear. No, it will be removed from the heart of people. Everyone that will be left living on earth who did not die from that virus, they could care less about the Quran. They could care less about praying. They won't pray. And the knowledge of Islam will disappear with the death of the people who believed in Allah, who will die from that virus. The Prophet ﷺ said Allah will take in death anyone who has even a trace of faith in their heart. So here you can see when the last hour comes, whoever is living on earth at that time is a kafir. There will be no Muslims no believer on earth, because all the believers will have died from this virus. Listen to what the Prophet ﷺ said. Islam will wear out like the adornment of a garment wears out, until no one will know what fasting is, what prayer is, what sacrifice is, or charity is. The book of Allah will be taken away in one night, and not one verse will be left on the earth. That means no one, because the believers are dying from this coronavirus. So no one will know even the Fatiha, the people that's left. He said there will remain groups of people, old men and old women, who will say, we heard our grandparents talk about fasting. We heard our grandparents talk about this word, la ilaha illallah. So we just say it because we heard it, but they won't know what it means. Because this virus that takes out Jesus will take out all the believers, leaving only the hypocrites and unbelievers on earth. So they'll speak Arabic, but they won't know what they're saying. La ilaha illallah, girl, I don't know what it means. I just know it's what my grandmother used to say. There's also a hadith that says the greeting will disappear. It won't be no more assalamu alaikum. If anybody says it, it's because, that's what my grandfather said. They won't know what it means. So the people who will remain on earth, who will survive this virus, they will know nothing of Islam except the word Tawheed. Okay? They won't know what it means. Again, all of these hadiths are Sahih Muslim. The Prophet ﷺ said the last hour will come when the worst of creation will be living on earth. And in another hadith, he tells us how the righteous people will pass away. He said, Allah will send a wind from Yemen that is softer than silk, and I will not leave it will not leave anyone in anyone's heart an atom's weight of faith. Anyone who has an atom's weight of faith, it will kill him, destroy him. Okay? So this is all the dalil. This is all authentic. This is Sahih Muslim. that after Jesus dies, the same thing he died from is what any believer on earth at that time will die from. And remember, it's not going to be that many people living at that time anyway, because most of the population would have been destroyed from the war against Islam, the atomic bombs. And then remember, the Gog and the Magog are going to destroy and kill all the Arabs that's left. They're going to travel through all the Arabic nations and kill all of them. So it's not that many people left anyway. That's why Jesus only had an army of 800. That's not a lot. So it's not going to be that many people living on earth at that time anyway, because Allah would have cleansed the earth. Remember, Allah says he sends war to cleanse the earth of bad people. Allah would have cleansed the earth of a lot of bad, fake people. Also in another hadith, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, the last hour will not come until it is no longer said on earth the name Allah. So in other words, the people that are left living from this virus won't even use the word Allah. They won't know what Allah is because they don't believe in him. Also, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, while the people are living like that, again, Allah will send a wind which will seize them beneath their armpits and take the soul of every believer and every Muslim. Remember, there's a difference between a believer and Muslim. The believer is a person that never, ever, ever deliberately, intentionally disobeys Allah. Those are the strong in faith. The Muslims are those who are sinful, but they do believe in Allah. They just commit sins. They're going to die too. Again, anyone with an ounce of faith. The Muslims will be removed from the hellfire. The hypocrites are unbelievers. They'll never be removed. So the earth will be filled with hypocrites. And the prophet said they will fornicate like donkeys. In other words, they'll be having sex in the streets. Everybody understand that? These people are the worst of creation. No scruples. And also, here's the dalil. Here's the dalil. This is all Sahih Muslim. Another of the ways in which the Islam will disappear is that after the Kaaba is destroyed, there will be no more Hajj performed and no more Umrah. What are they performing Hajj to? There's no more Kaaba. It's destroyed. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, the last hour will not come until there is no Hajj to the house. And again, this doesn't happen until after Dhul Suwayd Qutayn, because we do have the other hadiths where the Prophet said the people will continue to perform Hajj and the people will continue to make Umrah even after the Yajuj and Majuj, but they won't do it anymore after Dhul Suwayd Qutayn. He's destroyed the Kaaba. It's gone. And again, when Islam disappears and the Quran is removed from the hearts of people and the soul of every person and whose heart was even an atom's weight of faith is taken, the Prophet said the human beings living on earth at that time will return to their former state of ignorance. In fact, they'll be worse. They will obey Shaitan. They will go back to worshiping idols. Now remember, when Dhul Suwayd Qutayn destroyed the Kaaba, he did it to steal the golden idols underneath it. Well, guess what? The people will recreate those idols. They will recreate those idols and begin worshiping them. Listen to what the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said. And again, all of this is in Sahih Muslim. He said, Allah will send a cold wind from the direction of Syria, and no one will be left on the face of the earth who has an atom's weight of goodness or belief in his heart. That wind will seize him in death. Even if you were to enter into the heart of a mountain, that wind will follow you until it kills you. He said there will remain the most evil of people who will be as careless as birds, and they will have the minds of wild animals. They will not appreciate any good, nor will they condemn any evil. And Iblis will appear to them and say, will you not respond to me? And they will ask, what do you want us to do? And he will tell them to worship idols. But despite that, they will have abundant food and a comfortable life. And that's when the trumpet will be blown. So the same way Iblis came to the people of Noah, it was the generation of Noah that first associated partners with Allah. I keep telling y'all, a life is a circle. History just repeats itself. Just as Iblis took on the appearance of a man and got the people of Noah to worship idols, he'll do the same thing to those people who are living on earth at this time. And among the idols, the prophet said that will be worshiped will be all the idols that the Arabs originally worshiped. And this source of these hadiths is Bukhari and Muslim. The Prophet ﷺ said the hour will not come until the buttocks of the women of Dos move while going around Dhul Khalaha, which is the idol they used to worship before Islam in the days of ignorance. So the women will be naked, walking around in circles like where the Kaaba used to be. They will have that idol sitting there in its place. And they'll be walking around naked, paying homage to this idol like they used to do before the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ reached the age of prophethood. Also in another hadith, Sahih Muslim, Aisha radiallahu anha tells us that she heard the Prophet say, night and day will not cease to exist until El-Lat and El-Uzza, those two idols, are worshipped. And Aisha said, but oh Prophet, I thought you said that Allah says in the Quran that since he sent you with guidance and the religion of truth, that we don't have to worry about this anymore. And then Prophet said, yes, that's true, but that will be the case for as long as Allah wills. He said, anyone who has a mustard seed's worth of faith in his or her heart will die, and there will remain in their place those who are no good, and they will return back to the religion of their forefathers. So here we can see, guys, what I've been telling y'all, everything that happens in this world happens because Allah wills it. Allah willed for this war to happen in Gaza, just like he wills for it to continue. It ain't going to stop. It's going to continue until the United Nations signs for the whole world to be at war against Islam. Okay? You can't stop it. You can protest, you can boycott, but all you're doing is protesting against the qadr of Allah. All you're doing is boycotting the qadr of Allah and harming yourself. What you need to do is what the Prophet said to do if you live to see these days. He said, fall back, fall back, fall back on your belief in Allah. Check yourself. Ask yourself, what are you doing that you should not be doing that's causing Allah to be angry at us? What changes do you need to make? That's what you Muslims around the world should be doing right now. We haven't reached this state yet. We haven't reached the state of the war against Islam yet. We in the beginning of it. If you Muslims wanted to stop it, the only way you could stop it is by asking Allah to stop it, praying to him, and then changing yourself. Remember, Allah says he will never change the condition of a people until we take the steps to change the condition of ourselves. We have to stop blindly following these scholars and imams and instead learn Aqidah, the true Aqidah with the understanding of those companions. We need to learn what Wala wal Bara is. We need to learn the lawful and unlawful as presented to us by Allah, not by your scholars. We got to stop imitating the kafir. We have to stop trying to blend in and be kafir. We have to stop thinking that we can compromise our Islamic identity, voting in kafir elections, putting kafirs as rulers and leaders over us. We have to stop doing all that nonsense if you wanted Allah to stop, but it's not going to stop. He already said that we're going to get worse. He already said we're not going to stop. And that's why this war is here. That's why this war is staying. That's why it ain't going to stop. But for those of us who do believe in him, all we can do is keep reminding you and keep on working on ourselves and keep on making dua. So again, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam tells us that at this time, all moral standards will deteriorate. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said the people will commit fornication in the streets like donkeys. And when he said that, one of the companions said, will that really happen? Because he couldn't imagine it. The Prophet said, yes. He said, by the one in whose hand is my soul, this nation will not cease to exist until a man has intercourse with a woman in the street. And the best of them at that time will be the person who says, man, can't you go find a room? And that ain't even a good person. That ain't even a person telling him it's haram. That's a person that says, man, why don't you go and do it behind a wall? Get a room. Oh, yeah, that's how the people are going to be at that time. Sex in the streets. Also, one of the companions says that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said again, Allah will send that wind, which will just take the soul of every believer and Muslim. And the people left on earth when the last hour comes will be the foulest of human beings ever, who will fornicate like donkeys and have no shame, no belief in Allah. These are people that won't pray. They won't know what prayer is, salat is. They won't be making Hajj and fast and Ramadan. All they're doing is giving into their desires, living off the land. It's all about sex, drugs, rock and roll. Hello. And again, all of these hadiths can be found in Sahih Muslim and also Bukhari. So that's what I wanted to go over today, guys. You know, Jesus, when Jesus, let me fix this. Here I come. Yeah. Okay, there it is. Yeah, when Jesus dies, subhanallah, that virus, I call it the coronavirus because it's going to be like the coronavirus. It's going to take out everybody that was with him living on earth at that time who was a believer. But what I'm going to speak about Wednesday, as the people are dying off from this coronavirus, you'll be able to see, wow, because another great calamity will emerge after the death of Jesus, after this virus appears. And that great calamity is the beast. And every prophet warned his people about the beast. And we're going to talk about who the beast is, what the beast is. Is the beast good? Is the beast bad? What will the beast do? Where will it come from? What is its purpose? He will emerge right after the death of Jesus. Right as this virus is spreading, he will emerge. Right as Islam is leaving the hearts of man, right as the believers are dying, the people who did pray, the people who did fast Ramadan, the daya, the imams who truly believe, as they are dying off, this beast will be here. And we're going to talk about what his purpose will be when we meet on Wednesday. So I'm going to stop right here. Supana kalahuma wabi hamdika ashadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Are there any questions or comments? Any questions or comments? Yeah, if you guys can see, Allah has detailed everything to us. It's just sad that we Muslims today are not educated about our deen. Our priority is everything but Islam. This is basics. This is basic knowledge. If you guys don't get it, imagine how it's going to be in them days. Those people won't get it either. Yeah. Brother Sadiq, have you seen Imam Kareem Abu Zaid? Wa alaikum salam. How's Imam Kareem doing, Brother Sadiq? Brother Sadiq, I'm teaching his book, the Maqasidic. Make sure you guys get this book. Let me put it up here because that class will be tomorrow at 9:30. Yeah, this is the book I'm teaching of Sheikh Kareem Abu Zaid's too. It's called the Maqasidic. The Maqasidic Tafsir, Volume 1. Make sure you guys go to Amazon. Go to Amazon.com. The book is $19.99. That class will be on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 9:30 p.m. And also, guys, tomorrow that I'm going to have, it's going to be a special lecture from Dr. Ibrahim Jamali. He's going to speak about how to protect yourself from the jinn, because a lot of you, he said, have contacted him. He's been contacted by a few of you about jinn, how some of you think that you've been possessed by a jinn. So he's going to speak about how to protect yourself from the jinn tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So before my class on the Maqasidic Tafsir, Jamali will do a lecture. Oh, you're in Georgia? Yeah, I see Imam Kareem just got back from Canada. Yeah, he was in Canada at a conference, AIM conference, inshallah, in Canada. He should be back, I think. Yeah. Well, I'll be teaching his book, the Maqasidic Tafsir. And by the way, guys, he stocked it up on Amazon. So make sure y'all order your books. He stocked it up because they had sold out, but he restocked it up. Okay. All right, guys, I'm going to sign out for tonight. Inshallah, tomorrow we have my 6 o'clock, my 6:30 class. Then you have Dr. Jamali at 8:30. And then you will have me with the Maqasidic Tafsir at 9:30. Huh? No. Oh, who? What time is whose class? Dr. Jamali's at 8:30 Eastern Standard tomorrow. Yeah, Kareem just got back, I think, from Canada. He was in Edmonton. Y'all know I'm in everybody's business. Layla keeps a record of everything. Yeah, he just got back from Edmonton. He did an AIM conference. Yeah. So he should be back in Colorado now. 8:30 is Dr. Jamali's class tomorrow, right? 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, which is, I think it's 5:30 your time. No, you're in Georgia. You're in my time zone. It's 8:30 p.m. Eastern for us. Because if you're in Georgia, you're Eastern Standard right now with me. Yeah, inshallah. He's going to talk about jinn possession. Yeah. I'll put some flyers out tonight, inshallah. All right, guys, I'm going to log out. Inshallah, I'll see you guys later. Everybody have a good night. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika. Ashhadu. Yeah, wait, go ahead, man. Go ahead, brother. We got another question here. Go ahead. Yeah, type it. Hurry up, bro. My head hurts. Y'all don't know. My head is killing me. I had to get that shingle shot, and it's killing me. Go ahead. Oh, God. What did I do, y'all? Uh-oh. I done hit something, y'all. Give me a minute. Oh, I don't know what I did here. Okay, go ahead. Uh-oh. Oh. I don't know what that just came on. It's my computer. Microsoft got some issues. I don't know how that came on. Don't ask me. The computer's acting crazy. Yeah, go ahead. Oh, okay. I see your question. Yes. Okay, he's asking me if he overslept and missed Fajr. Oh, this is one of the new shahadas. Oh, yeah. Yes, brother. If you overslept and didn't wake up for Fajr, yeah, just make it when you wake up. Make it as soon as you wake up. The Prophet ﷺ said the only excuse for missing a prayer is either you overslept or you were so busy doing something that you forgot to pray. You got it? Yeah, so just make it as soon as you wake up. When you wake up, just get in there, and it doesn't matter what time it is. Okay, that hadith now that you're asking me about is about the voluntary prayers. Okay, he's asking me about the hadith. He says somebody told him that he couldn't make it because we cannot pray when the sun is rising and when the sun is setting and when it's direct. That hadith is authentic. It's Sahih Bukhari and Muslim, but it's talking about voluntary prayers. Yeah, that's why I was telling you guys, you have to be careful. You can't just pick up those hadiths and read them on your own and think you know what you're talking about. Those are the times that we cannot perform any voluntary prayers. No voluntary prayers can be made at those 3 times. Why? Because those are the 3 times that the people who worship the devil pray, and also Iblis. Iblis is so arrogant. Every day at sunrise, sunset, and midday, he stands in front of the sun. Oh, yeah. He's arrogant. That's why the other hadith says that the sun rises and sets upon the horns of Iblis, because he stands in front of the sun. So whoever is worshiping the sun will worship him at those times. So that's why we don't do any voluntary prayers during that time. But that's for the voluntary prayers, not the obligatory ones. If you overslept and missed a prayer, you make it as soon as you wake up. And Allah knows best. You got that? Yeah, Islam is easy. Islam is very easy. That's why you have to ask the people of knowledge. Don't think that you can teach yourself this deen, because you'll read that hadith and think, oh, that applies to any prayer. No, that's the voluntary prayers. The obligatory prayers, you have to, you make them as soon as you wake up. Okay? All right, I'm going to log out for right now. Inshallah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka.